Did you know that Arsenal Football Club holds the record for the longest uninterrupted period in England's top flight, never dropping below the First Division since 1919? That's over a century of elite football, a feat unmatched by any other English club. Welcome to the story of Arsenal, the Gunners, a club born in the industrial heart of Woolwich and transformed into a global powerhouse. From their humble beginnings as Dial Square to their modern battles for Premier League glory, Arsenal's journey is one of innovation, triumphs, and unwavering fan loyalty. Let's dive into the rich history of this North London giant, exploring their founding, milestones, legendary figures, cultural impact, and their thrilling recent resurgence. Arsenal Football Club was founded in 1886 in Woolwich, South London, as Dial Square by workers at the Royal Arsenal Munitions Factory. Led by David Danskin and Jack Humble, these blacksmiths and labourers who crafted cannons formed the club to play football in their spare time, earning the nickname Gunners. On December 11, 1886, Dial Square played their first match, defeating Eastern Wanderers 6-0. The club soon became Royal Arsenal, then Woolwich Arsenal, in 1893 upon turning professional, reflecting their industrial roots. In 1893 they made history as the first southern club to join the Football League, entering the second division at a time when Northern and Midland teams dominated due to their embrace of professionalism. Playing at the Manor Ground in Plumstead, Arsenal faced challenges. Sparse crowds and financial struggles marked their early years, as southern football lagged behind the North's industrial strongholds. Sam Hollis, appointed in 1894 as Arsenal's first official manager, oversaw modest progress, with the club reaching FA Cup qualifying rounds. Thomas Brown Mitchell, starting in 1897, brought stability, achieving consistent mid-table finishes in the second division. In 1904, under Phil Kelso, Arsenal earned promotion to the First Division, a landmark for a southern club, defeating Port Vale and others in a competitive season. However, financial difficulties persisted, exacerbated by low attendances in Plumstead's working-class area. By 1910, Arsenal faced bankruptcy, with debts threatening their existence. Businessman Henry Norris stepped in, rescuing the club with financial backing. In 1913, Norris made a bold decision, relocating Arsenal to Highbury in North London, closer to a larger urban fan base. The move to Arsenal Stadium, later known as Highbury, sparked controversy, igniting the North London derby rivalry with Tottenham Hotspur, whose fans resented Arsenal's proximity. The relocation paid dividends, boosting attendance and revenue, but Arsenal were relegated in 1913, the only time they've dropped from the top flight. In 1919, Norris's lobbying secured Arsenal's controversial return to the First Division at Tottenham's expense, following the Football League's post-war expansion. This decision, criticised for political manoeuvring, marked the start of Arsenal's unbroken top-flight run, a record of consistency that defines their legacy. The early years forged Arsenal as a club of ambition and resilience, ready to challenge the Northern Giants. Arsenal's trophy cabinet is among England's most decorated, with 13 league titles, a record 14 FA Cups, 2 League Cups, 17 FA Community Shields, and European honours, including the 1970 Intercities Fairs Cup and 1994 European Cup Winners' Cup. The 1930s were a golden era, sparked by manager Herbert Chapman, who joined in 1925. Chapman's revolutionary tactics led Arsenal to their first major trophy, the 1930 FA Cup, defeating Huddersfield Town 2-0, with goals from Alex James and Jack Lambert. The club then won league titles in 1931 and 1932-33, the former setting a club record 127 goals in a season. After Chapman's death in 1934, George Allison continued his legacy, securing 3 more titles and the 1936 FA Cup, making Arsenal the dominant force of the decade with 5 league titles and 2 FA Cups. Post-war, Tom Whittaker led Arsenal to league titles in 1947-48 and 1952-53, plus the 1950 FA Cup, a 2-0 win over Liverpool. The 1970-71 season was a pinnacle, with Bertie Mee guiding Arsenal to their first league and FA Cup double. They clinched the First Division with a 1-0 victory at Tottenham and won the FA Cup 2-1 against Liverpool, Charlie George's extra-time goal sealing the triumph. The 1970 Intercities Fairs Cup, won 4-3 on aggregate against Anderlecht, marked Arsenal's first European trophy. George Graham's tenure in the 1980s and 1990s brought 2 league titles, 2 League Cups, the 1993 FA Cup and the 1994 European Cup Winners' Cup, a 1-0 win over Parma. The 1988-99 title, secured with a dramatic 2-0 win at Liverpool, is iconic. The Arsène Wenger era, 1996 to 2018, was Arsenal's most successful modern period, delivering 3 Premier League titles and 7 FA Cups. The 2003-04 Invincibles season saw Arsenal go unbeaten in the Premier League, a modern record, earning 90 points and a special gold trophy. Wenger also reached the 2006 Champions League final, losing 2-1 to Barcelona. Between 1989 and 2005, Arsenal won 5 league titles and 5 FA Cups, including 2 doubles, 1998, 2002. Since 2014, Arsenal added the 2020 FA Cup under Mikel Arteta, who defeated Chelsea 2-1, reinforcing their record as the FA Cup's most successful club with 14 titles. Arsenal's 49-game unbeaten league streak from 2003 to 2004 remains a Premier League record. Arsenal's history is defined by legendary players and managers whose brilliance has shaped the club's legacy. Let's start with the players, whose contributions on the pitch have created unforgettable moments. In the 1930s, Ted Drake was a scoring sensation, netting 139 goals in 184 appearances, including a record 7 in a single top-flight match against Aston Villa in 1935, a mark that still stands. Drake's goals powered Arsenal to 2 league titles and the 1936 FA Cup, his pace and finishing making him a cornerstone of the era. Cliff Bastin, a winger signed by Herbert Chapman at 17, is Arsenal's 3rd highest scorer with 178 goals in 395 games, a club record from 1939 until Ian Wright surpassed it in 1997. Bastin's 33 goals in the 1932-33 season, a record for a winger, and his role in 5 league titles and 2 FA Cups cemented his status as a 1930s icon. Alex James, another Chapman signing, was the creative spark of the 1930s, his 27 goals and countless assists in 261 games enabling Bastin and Drake's prolific scoring. James's vision was key to the 1930 FA Cup and 2 league titles. David Jack signed for a world record £10,890 in 1928, scored 124 goals in 208 games, including 25 in his debut 1928-29 season, and was instrumental in the 1930 FA Cup and 1930-31 title. Joe Hume, an outside right, added 125 goals, his 20 in 1932-33, complementing Bastin's wing play. Eddie Hapgood, a dependable left-back, made 440 appearances and captained Arsenal to multiple titles, his 21 England caps reflecting his class. In the 1970s, Frank McClintock, a tough-tackling centre-back, captained the 1971 double-winning side, making 314 league appearances and lifting the 1970 Fairs Cup. George Armstrong, a tireless winger, played 500 league games, his 53 goals and relentless work rate crucial to the double. Charlie George, the flamboyant forward, scored the decisive extra-time goal in the 1971 FA Cup final, his 31 goals that season defining Arsenal's glamour. Liam Brady, a midfield maestro in the late 1970s, brought flair with his left foot, scoring 59 goals in 307 games and starring in the 1979 FA Cup win. The 1980s and 1990s saw Tony Adams, Mr. Arsenal, emerge as a defensive titan. With 669 appearances, second only to David O'Leary's 722, Adams won 4 league titles, 3 FA Cups, 2 League Cups, and the 1994 Cup Winners' Cup, captaining Arsenal for 14 years. Ian Wright, signed in 1991, became Arsenal's top scorer until 1997 with 185 goals in 288 games, overtaking Bastin's 178. Wright's 24 goals in 1991-92 made him the top flight's leading scorer, and his role in the 1993 double and 1994 Cup Winners' Cup was pivotal. David Seaman, with 564 appearances, was a goalkeeping legend, his saves key to 3 league titles and 4 FA Cups. The Wenger era brought global stars. Dennis Bergkamp, signed in 1995 for £7.5 million, redefined attacking play with 120 goals in 423 appearances. His vision, exemplified by the 2002 goal against Newcastle, helped win 3 Premier League titles and 4 FA Cups. Thierry Henry, Arsenal's all-time top scorer with 228 goals in 377 games, was the Invincibles' heartbeat, winning 2 Premier League titles, 2 FA Cups, and 4 Golden Boots. Henry surpassed Wright's record in 2005 and Bastin's league record in 2006. Patrick Vieira, the midfield powerhouse, captained the Invincibles, his 406 appearances yielding 32 goals, including the 2001-2 title clincher. Robert Pires, with 84 goals in 284 games, added flair to the 2001-2 and 2003-4 titles. Recent stars have upheld the tradition. Alexis Sanchez, signed in 2014, scored 80 goals in 166 games, his energy key to the 2015 and 2017 FA Cups. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, captain from 2019 to 2021, scored 92 goals in 163 games, including a brace in the 2020 FA Cup final win over Chelsea. Bukayo Saka, a homegrown talent, has become Arsenal's talisman, his 14 goals and 11 assists in 2022-23 earning England's Player of the Year award. Martin Ødegaard, captain since 2022, scored 15 goals in 2022 to 2023, his playmaking vital to Arsenal's resurgence. Declan Rice, signed for £105 million in 2023, anchors midfield, with 7 goals and 8 assists in 2023 to 24. Gabriel Magalhaes and William Saliba form a robust defensive partnership, conceding just 29 goals in 2023 to 24. Managers have been transformative. Herbert Chapman, joining in 1925, revolutionized football with the WM formation, shirt numbers, floodlights, and the red and white kit. He won the 1930 FA Cup and 2 league titles before his death in 1934, laying foundations for Arsenal's dominance. George Allison built on Chapman's legacy, securing 3 league titles and the 1936 FA Cup. Tom Whittaker navigated post-war challenges to win 2 leagues and the 1950 FA Cup. Bertie Mee delivered the 1970-71 double and 1970 Fairs Cup, while George Graham's disciplined approach yielded 2 league titles, 2 League Cups, the 1993 FA Cup and the 1994 Cup Winners' Cup. Arsène Wenger, Arsenal's longest-serving manager 1996 to 2018, redefined the club with his attacking philosophy, winning 3 Premier League titles, 7 FA Cups, and achieving 19 consecutive Champions League seasons, a record. His move to the Emirates Stadium in 2006 ensured financial stability, though it limited spending. Unai Emery, 2018 to 2019, reached the 2019 Europa League final but struggled domestically. Mikel Arteta, appointed in 2019, has revitalised Arsenal. A former player under Wenger, Arteta won the 2020 FA Cup and 2020 Community Shield, defeating Chelsea in both. His leadership has made Arsenal title contenders again, as we'll explore next. Arsenal's cultural significance is profound, rooted in its North London identity and global fan base. Founded in Woolwich's working-class community, the 1913 move to Highbury embedded Arsenal in Islington's fabric. The North London derby with Tottenham Hotspur, sparked by the relocation, is one of football's fiercest rivalries, fueled by geographic proximity and contrasting identities, Arsenal's innovation versus Tottenham's flair. Iconic matches include the 1989 title win at Anfield, where Michael Thomas scored in the final moments, and the 2004 title clinch at White Hart Lane, a 2-2 draw, sealing the Invincibles' crown. The Gunners' nickname, derived from their munitions factory origins, and their red and white kit, refined by Chapman in 1933 with white sleeves and a brighter pillar box red, are global symbols. The kit, inspired by a supporter's sweater or cartoonist Tom Webster, has influenced clubs like Sparta Prague and Sporting Braga. The Arsenal chant resonates from the Emirates to fan clubs worldwide. Arsenal in the Community, launched in 1985, supports thousands through sporting, educational, and social programs. The 2022 No More Red campaign with Adidas tackled knife crime, with Arsenal playing in an all-white kit, raising awareness and funds. The Arsenal Foundation, established in 1992, has donated millions, including £1 million, in 2016 for football pitches in London, Iraq, and beyond. Arsenal's media presence is historic. Their 1937 match against their reserves was the world's first televised football game, and they featured in the BBC's first match of the day in 1964. The 1939 film The Arsenal Stadium Mystery, starring Cliff Bastin, showcased their cultural reach. Today, Arsenal's global fan base, amplified by digital platforms, spans Lagos to Los Angeles, making them one of football's best-supported clubs. The 2003-04 Invincibles season and the Amazon All or Nothing docuseries in 2022 have further cemented their global appeal. Arsenal's recent history from 2022 to 2025 marks a dramatic resurgence under Mikel Arteta, transforming the club from mid-table to Premier League title contenders. After finishing 8th in 2020-21, missing European football for the first time in 26 years, Arteta rebuilt Arsenal with the youngest squad in the Premier League, averaging 24 years and 308 days in 2021-22. That season, they finished 5th, securing UEFA Europa League qualification with 69 points. Key signings like Gabriel Jesus and Alexander Zinchenko from Manchester City added quality, while homegrown talents Bukayo Saka and Emile Smith-Rowe emerged as stars. Saka's versatility and Smith-Rowe's creativity signaled a new era, with Arteta's high-pressing, possession-based style taking shape. The 2022-23 season was a breakthrough. Arsenal led the Premier League for a record 248 days without winning the title, finishing second to Manchester City with 84 points, their highest since 2003-04. Martin Ødegaard, appointed captain, led by example, scoring 15 goals and providing 7 assists. Saka's 14 goals and 11 assists earned him England's Player of the Year award, while Gabriel Martinelli's 15 goals added flair. The return to the Champions League after a 7-year absence was a major milestone, with Arteta's tactics earning widespread praise. The Amazon All or Nothing docuseries covering this season showcased Arteta's leadership and the squad's unity, giving fans a behind-the-scenes look at Arsenal's revival. Arsenal reached the Europa League round of 16, losing to Sporting CP, but their domestic form signalled a return to the elite. In 2023-24, Arsenal pushed Manchester City to the final day, finishing second with 89 points, their best performance since the Invincibles. Declan Rice, signed for a club record £105 million from West Ham, anchored midfield with 7 goals and 8 assists, his composure vital in big matches. Gabriel Magalhaes and William Saliba formed the league's best defensive partnership, conceding just 29 goals. The Champions League campaign saw Arsenal reach the quarter-finals, losing 3-2 on aggregate to Bayern Munich, a sign of their growing European stature. Arteta's title changed from head coach to manager, reflecting his expanded role in shaping the club's vision. Off the pitch, Arsenal invested in infrastructure, with plans to enhance the Emirates Stadium's facilities, ensuring long-term competitiveness. As of August 2025, Arsenal remain a force in the Premier League. The 2025-26 season began with a 1-0 victory over Manchester United on August 17, 2025, though a controversial penalty decision sparked debate among fans and pundits. Victor Gyökeres, signed from Sporting CP for £64 million in the summer of 2025, has added firepower up front, though his integration requires tactical tweaks due to his preference for running into channels rather than holding play. Kai Havertz's knee injury, reported in July 2025, has posed challenges, with Arteta deploying Leandro Trossard and Mikel Merino as cover in attacking roles. Squad depth is a concern, with potential departures like Fabio Vieira and Oleksandr Zinchenko rumoured to fund further signings, possibly a new winger or midfielder. Arsenal's transfer strategy, backed by £192 million spent in the 2025 summer window, underscores their ambition to end a 22-year wait for the Premier League title. Sporting director Edu Gaspar has secured talents like Riccardo Calafiori and Mikel Merino, bolstering the squad's versatility. Posts on X reflect fan optimism, with supporters praising Arteta's process and believing Gyökeres could be the key to overtaking Manchester City. Arsenal's average league position from 2015 to 2025 is 4.6, better than rivals like Manchester United, 5.5, but their lack of a Premier League title since 2004 remains a point of contention. Despite 3 consecutive second-place finishes, Arsenal's young squad, cohesive tactics, and passionate fanbase position them as genuine contenders for the 2025-26 Premier League and a deep run in the Champions League, where they aim to reach at least the semi-finals. Arsenal's history is sprinkled with unique facts. Their nickname, Gunners, stems from their Royal Arsenal Munitions Factory origins. In 1937, they featured in the world's first televised football match, an exhibition against their reserves. The 2003-04 Invincibles are the only team to go unbeaten in a modern Premier League season, earning a gold trophy. The club's crest, featuring a cannon since 2002, symbolises their fighting spirit. Arsenal's 14 FA Cups, including 7 under Arsene Wenger, make them the competition's most successful club, a record celebrated by fans worldwide. That's the incredible story of Arsenal Football Club, a tale of innovation, glory and resilience. What's your favourite Gunners moment? Is it the Invincibles' unbeaten season, Thierry Henry's iconic goals, or the 2020 FA Cup triumph? Share it in the comments or tweet us. If you enjoyed this deep dive, leave a 5-star review, share with a fellow Gooner, and subscribe for more football history. Next up, we'll explore another club's epic journey. Stay tuned.